Don't touch anything.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton, and Nick behind the stick, as I call it, is producing today. First of all, how's everybody doing? I have a couple of things to highlight before I even start on anything. I don't know if you knew that 700,000 youth are arrested every year in the United States. 700,000. So we're going to be talking about that today. It's going to be a real interesting topic. You're going to hear why teens turn to crime. Just some thoughts on this. Nick and I are going to bounce that around. Then we're going to even go into a couple other little things. The stories from some of my stuff and the role social media and peer pressure has with youth today, I think, and even more so even than the old days. We'll talk about it. It's going to be a good subject, I think. Before I get started, hey, let's thank Oliva Cigar. They've been here from the beginning. They are great. They're great people, good people to be around. Check them out, oliva.com. It's O-L-I-V-I-A, V-A. Everybody says I-A, right? You know what, Nick? It's not. It's Oliva Cigar. And, of course, we're also done by the Crooked Diamond. This is our brand right here, the Crooked Diamond Cigar. And, of course, Gangster Redemption. All right. With all of that said, let's jump right into this topic. All right, Nick, I really want to talk about this because I think it's crazy. You know, I was just looking at the statistics on the crime, so I started doing some research. 700,000 kids are arrested. Now, it didn't say if there were felonies or what, you know. I wanted like to know what the real number is of just felonies. But what do you think? Like, you grew up only a decade ago, you were 17.
Yeah.
So you had social media, you had phones, you had pretty much everything we have today.
I mean, phones were out.
You saw a lot of crime when you were a kid, right?
I mean, not too young, but once I
17?
Once I got my car,
16, 17?
Could be by myself and wander around the streets of St. Louis, then I saw not bad crime, just petty crime, really. What I
mean is your friends, whether it's carrying guns or doing minor drug bullshit or, petty thefts or, stealing whatever they're stealing. I mean, obviously it goes on everywhere. Youth crime. Did any of you guys at that point, only 10 years ago, because I'm trying to think back on when I think, we didn't look at it like youth crime. I don't think they looked at it.
I think we were just young. When
did you know you were a youth and the cops couldn't do anything to you?
No, I did not. I remember learning that at 18 or 19, being like, I should have been doing all this, when I was younger.
You mean you didn't know that when you were a youth you really couldn't mess with you?
Yeah, it was.
But you had a brother that was messed up too, right?
Yeah, but that also kind of happened more after the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, you're old.
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
Did you ever get in trouble as a youth?
No, I did a lot of video games until 16, 17.
Never arrested, harassed, or at least investigated, interrogated?
No.
You were stopped as you were
18.
stopped, right?
Huh?
You were stopped were you stopped as a youth?
Oh, I mean, I was pulled over speeding and stuff.
When you were under 18?
Yeah.
And were you scared?
Oh, every single time. Yeah, I just tried to answer. Every time they were like, "Hey, how fast were you going?" I was like 87. And
you do know you're not supposed to say anything.
Now I know after my fourth time being fifth time, sixth
time being pulled over. I don't answer questions. Yeah. Period.
And
please,
I just try to
everybody.
help them, and it doesn't really work. So,
if anybody gets anything from any of our podcasts, please remember one thing. If you get arrested, I don't care if you're innocent. I don't care how much you are innocent. And we have 50 witnesses right in front of your house. And when the cop asks you, hey, I want to ask you a few questions. You're a suspect. You do not, and I repeat, you do not answer in any way, even though you know you're innocent. Everybody there knows you're innocent. You do not answer.
They're very deceptive.
They can be very
tricky
very
little
deceptive.
guys. They're tricky little guys.
And there's so many examples of why you should never. I mean, you could just say, I was here, I knew the guy was an asshole, but I was here. Well, Your Honor, now we can prove that he did not like the guy. So now we might have a motive. just because you said he was an asshole.
It got very personal. Yeah, they take things very personally. Sometimes.
Listen, what I'm getting at is you never just don't. I don't answer questions.
And then
I want my attorney.
And that's what they take personally for some reason.
Well, they can take it all they want,
but you know,
if they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you.
They get upset when that not questions.
You know what I mean, though, Nick? If they want you, they're going to get you. Let's face facts. You know, I often
just
tell
make it
people,
easier,
I love people say, I know I can pass that DUI test. I said, listen,
Oh.
you might be able to pass the test. You might even blow zeros, and you'll be sitting in the back of the police car, arrested for under the influence of maybe now a narcotic
Xanax.
or something that they can't pick. If they want to arrest you, if they say, get out of the car, have you been drinking? If they say, have you been drinking? What's your answer?
How many times, though, have you...
How's your answer?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you been drinking?
I
don't answer questions, officer.
Do you know those... we watch a lot of a lot of body cam footage audits and a lot of cop-oriented YouTube.
Right.
So, like all the times they get them out for the DUI, and I've pointed out being like, they're definitely on Xanax. And then they blow zeros and they still get arrested because they're definitely under the influence
Of something, right?
And they totally fail the test.
Well, they should never do a test,
Yeah,
ever.
because they think, well, I'm not drunk. Or it's like, well, your eyes are rolling in the back of your head, though. Like...
Well, the big thing is, in my view, in what young people or anybody who gets stopped, is there's just no benefit. If you just say, I don't answer questions, let them figure it out. If he's going to arrest you, he's going to arrest you anyway. Don't be a smart ass, I'll arrest you. That alone just can knock him out by saying that. He's not allowed to say that to you. He's not to disparage you, like, shut you up or do something rough or anything like that. Hopefully you as a person had a body cam, if you want, or not a body cam, a video cam. I have a video cam. I'm going to see how I can put it on a motorcycle.
A video camera?
I have a video camera that goes in a car.
Oh, that's so big. Can you just get an update? That thing is huge. I know what you're talking about. It's like that big. It's almost as big as a mic. They make them so tiny now.
That is pretty tiny.
No, man. It's like...
That's about, what, 4 inches?
I mean, if you know how to use it, I guess it's pretty good, but...
I don't know on a motorcycle.
It's the motion of the ocean, some might say.
I I won't understand how to work it with a motorcycle. I mean, obviously, but the laws are saying. Listen, the laws are the same with the motorcycle.
Those
Nick,
dick jokes are right over your head.
They can't go into my bags, my saddle bags, or they can't go into my compartments or anything like that without getting a warrant or having probable cause that I committed a crime.
One time, one of my buddies got arrested when we were on a river trip, and we just handed over all our bongs and weed, and then we even gave him the wax.
What?
And the sheriffs were like,
"What idiot?
What is this?" And then we explained it to them.
It's marijuana.
We were like, "It's marijuana." They had no idea what it was.
Oh my God! And you gave it to them?
Yeah, they were like, "Or we're gonna get the property owners who you're renting from. We're gonna get access from them, and we're just gonna come in and get it anyways." So.
They buffaloed you so hard.
Oh, yeah, so we just handed everything over.
You probably didn't even have a warrant. Did they have a warrant?
They did find 2 stolen weapons in the vehicle. So,
did they have a warrant to search the vehicle?
They pulled us over because the night before, one of my friends was on Xanax trying to break into the local gas station. And they knew through a camera where he was staying. So then they flagged the car, my buddy's car, and then pulled him over.
And arrested him right on the spot.
Well, no, the guy who was trying to break into the stores just got a slap on the wrist, but then they searched my buddy's car, and he had 2 stolen weapons.
But when they stopped that car, the intent was to arrest the guy because they knew he was in the car.
Yeah.
And they did.
But they did not, no.
Why?
Because the driver had 2 stolen weapons in the vehicle.
What does that have to do with arresting the guy?
I don't know, but this is how it played out, Larry.
Wow, it makes zero sense. If you stop someone for probable cause, that's the guy driving the car. That's who you have to get. Then you have, of course, if it's his car.
The guy driving the car was just the driver, but the person in the car was the one on Xanax the night before.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's a good legal question if they're allowed to just stop a car Because if they think somebody's in there.
Oh,
if they know somebody's in there, they could.
Literally, they pulled them. They pulled the driver over and us, and then they looked in the back of the car and said, "His first
driver was an Uber or something."
No, the driver was my friend.
Oh, okay.
I just, let's say his name is Tim. They pulled Tim over in his red car because they thought John was in the car, and then they looked in the back seat and go, they said his first and last name. And then he was like, yeah. And he goes, step on out of the car. Everyone get out of the car. And then they searched the car.
And then they found 2 more guns.
Yeah.
But they didn't arrest him?
No, not the guy that... No,
they
arrested
asked for the
driver.
Name. Why didn't they arrest the guy that
Because they had 2 guns. And technically, he didn't do anything wrong. It was just like he broke a screen.
But why did they have to stop him then if they didn't think there was a crime?
Property damage, vandalization, or something.
That's all crimes.
Well, they dropped that real quick when they found the 2 stolen guns,
I know, but it's 2 different people.
I know, but
no sense.
Then they instantly went directly to the driver and was like, hey, we just found 2 stolen guns in this bag.
Did he claim them?
Huh? Yeah, he did.
I mean, he wasn't an ass and says, they're not mine.
No, yeah, he definitely was like...
What happened to him?
They were like, hey, do you want to follow us to the jail, like, with his car? You can drive it. And we were like in the middle of nowhere. So I thought it was going to be like this long drive. And we got pulled over right in front of like the city hall jail.
Oh, you were literally around the block?
A 30-second. Yeah, they went right around to the back. They had like this little cage for their courtyard.
Yeah,
it was the most rinky-dink, like.
So they go in and they arrest your friend, right? The driver.
Yeah. He stayed like 5 days until his dad had to.
What happened to him?
Figured out he got felony gun charge.
Did he go to jail? Did he go to prison?
No, he got it all dropped somehow. His dad got these charges all dropped, but I do know that the guns. Speaking of, were stolen by the friend out of like car hopping. So it's not like he could tell on anyone or
I got you. So, but.
There was some tricky...
How did he get out of this one?
Some tricky lawyer business. I don't know.
Tell you what.
I don't know.
All right. I mean, we're going to get into crime. So anybody out there, if you think crime is going up, you're going to really get interested in this because we're going to come up. We're going to write...
That was years ago, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
so long
you were
ago.
7... Again, you're 27, so 10 years ago,
like
you're
maybe
17.
18 or 17.
So it's 10. So... Why are teens? Why do teens turn to crime? I mean, give me your just. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but what's your number one reason?
Probably. I wouldn't say the number one's definitely not just being poor because I've seen a lot of like rich county kids like come to like the more I guess ghetto areas with the crime and just hang out there just because it's fun. But to them, it's fun. I don't know. Being bored, probably. Needing, I don't know, what kind of crime? It's a big, it's a very big, broad, what kind of crime? Like
socioeconomic issues are the number one driver of crime. Poverty.
Yeah.
If you're poor, you're broken home, you don't have a dad or mom.
But what kind
lack of resources.
Home invasions?
Well, again,
drug dealing?
all economic, economic crimes mean where you can make money or do
because
something.
you probably know, or like, what I've seen is like, a drug dealer also usually is not also a home invader, or like the home invader also isn't like, the drug dealer on the block. It's kind of like a niche. I think criminals pick their little niche and they kind of stick to it.
That's a good. That's actually a good analogy. You don't see many full drug dealers being armed robbers.
Exactly.
They're either drug dealers and
Yeah, because
and then you get guys like me who was
a
a muscle or an armed robber or something like that. They're different.
Would have a gun. Like if I was selling drugs, you know what I would not want on me is a gun.
No, that's a double charge. Absolutely,
to protect the drugs.
Absolutely, you're better off losing them. Getting caught with a gun and a drug charge is like
and a scale,
double whammy.
And a scale and bags is not the best.
Well, you're gonna go from distributor to trafficker to importer. I mean,
and just like these kids on the internet, like scamming. That's also another crime. Like scammers definitely are not going and doing home invasions or selling drugs. They're like doing the.
Do you think there's a lot of
crime.
crimes going on with kids on computers though? Or
Yeah,
are they
yeah.
older from India? You know, you always hear those scams.
No, I think that there are a lot of 15-year-old kids that are like running elaborate credit card scams, Bitcoins, pump and dumps. These are all kids doing that.
Well, I mean, obviously we know smart kids. I do know some smart young kids that can handle computers. You never know their age. They can maneuver anything they want on a computer.
Like that kid who hacked into GTA 6 through a Roku.
Yeah, you know.
How do you do that?
Listen, these kids, you leave them in a room, they could take apart the box of a phone and then get back into the wires. You know, they're amazing, man. I'm telling you. But most of the kids, obviously, socioeconomic issues, their exposure to crime in their community or family. You know, a lot of the families, you know, there's an old thing called, if you're older, you might remember this. We used to call them the gypsies. Gypsies are really people.
I don't know if I think that word is stained upon now.
Is it? I don't know what the word is then. Gypsies. Listen, listen. What do you want me to say? You know,
I don't know.
Gypsies
I
are
would
a
say
tough
it.
people.
Yeah, gypsy. Yeah.
Now the gypsies were literally train their young kids and everybody else to be criminals, pickpockets, and do elaborate roofing scams, and they go into the neighborhoods. Really, that's an actual people.
Are
the gypsies.
Is the Jersey Shore like, is Snooki a gypsy?
No.
Are those gypsies?
No, those are Guidos. Those are, I don't know, Stunads.
Okay. I was just picturing the Jersey Shore.
No. The gypsies are an actual people. They're families of criminals. I mean, they're
Jersey Shore
they'll have
girls.
whole tribes and stuff. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And they teach their kids how to pickpocket, how to do
these
lookouts.
girls, not just gypsies, but girls really are setting people up.
I wonder if
They're the
girls
ones
are more
scheming.
involved in crimes today than they were back in my day.
No, they are. These girls are getting people murdered by like getting them set up. Like, like, do you want to go rob this drug dealer? Okay, I'm gonna meet him at a bar and I'm gonna act like.
But you know, I'm gonna push
him.
back only
It happens
because
a lot.
But look at the Melly case. Look at the other case in Georgia. None of these cases have women involved at all. None.
Okay, well,
I don't think neither. No, they don't. It's all about
can't think of
robberies and crimes.
those are just like mainstream. But definitely, if
Did you know women criminals like?
Well, I mean, criminals or women
like
who are
would-
sleazy and set people up, and then they'll
Well, that's a
take a
crime
piece
too,
of the
then.
action.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. And it's super easy to be like, okay, yeah, you want to go rob Nick, so I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sleep with Nick. I'm gonna leave the back door open. You know, and as soon as I fuck Nick to sleep. You know, or tired, or tire him or out. You're gonna, you and six
or
people,
drop a G in his drink or whatever. Do
you
something.
and six people are gonna run in here and grab the 7 keys on the table,
or I'll knock him out with a pill.
Yeah, because he's showing off. You know
what I
like,
mean? Or whatever.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And then guess who never gets caught? Is the women.
Oh, women are crazy.
Who planned it all?
Most women tell. There's not really badass, but there are. So they'll come here and beat my ass. So not you girls, but there's a lot of there's some badass bitches out there beat your ass, man. What do you mean? I ain't rapping, bitch, man. Come over and beat my ass. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about most women just it's like nothing to them to tell.
The girls that would hang around would like just get drunk and do Xanax and fight. Just like each other, just like you want to fight, and be okay.
And you see these wild
and they would
women.
just be
These women
throwing
fight.
haymakers.
Oh,
dude.
and they're grabbing hair.
Yes.
Oh
dude.
man, they're you know, it is amazing to watch the women. I mean, for real, you know, talking about women fights. I remember, man, when I was a kid, you know, I remember throwing a snowball in Janie's face. I feel so bad for it now. I mean, right from me to you. I was just a boy.
Yeah, boys do some things.
Boys.
And then you hit the girl like with the whatever you're throwing, and you're like, oh shit, dude. Yeah.
You know, I look back now at like, you know, all the shit
The
we
ball
did.
bounces off the wall right into her face or something.
I mean, what we did. I mean, I hit her with a rock in the snowball.
You put a rock
in the snowball. I was a bitch. I was a what?
You put a rock in it?
in the snowball and hit her eye.
That
Man,
is
she almost killed.
sick.
Oh,
That
I
is
feel so
sick.
bad.
That is sick.
I owe you dinner, Janie. if I ever see you.
Oh, now you're trying to hook up with her years
Oh,
later.
yeah.
You put a rock in it?
That
That is
good
sick.
person.
Was that a normal thing you guys did?
I mean,
Snowball
we'd
rock?
throw them at buses and stuff, and I don't know.
See, okay. Well, me and my friends used to take like huge like log sticks, and we would throw them out in the middle of traffic right before a car would come, and they would roll. They would run it over, and it would like just
Pop tires
yeah,
sometimes.
just destroy the bottom of the car.
Oh, we were bad with that. I wondered this. This is a really good question. We all get away with a lot
So
of
that's
kids.
crime, and that's
Oh,
just
no
being
question,
bored.
it's
You know
crime.
what I mean? That's just being bored.
But are we so hard on young people now that everything they do is just highlight. How much shit I got away with, even you got away with. We got away with a lot of shit.
I did.
Even though I got caught with shit,
I
got away with a lot of stuff, man.
I was really big into just like the abandoned warehouses, and we would like
Breaking into it,
and we'd go to the top
we did all
and we'd
that.
hang her out. But like
We did it to
and
active
then-
places.
and then we like another. You know how you have like branch group friends, like one of that group. They all like 5 of them caught felony breaking and entering charges over an abandoned building.
And you
because
just
they had
lucky you that weren't one
Yeah,
of
they
them.
had a crowbar with them. So then they got like a bunch of other charges.
Tools,
and
burglary
they were on
tools.
probation for like 2 years. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, if I get caught doing this, it's really going to be
we
like
used
that
to
big
break
of a
into
deal?
Maritime College gym.
But that's an open business. I'm talking about
I'm saying, no,
falling
it's a
down.
school clock down. You're not supposed to
that's
be there.
insane. I'm talking about falling down buildings that have been abandoned for years.
Well, you shouldn't be in there for safety reasons,
But that's
obviously.
still,
I'm not saying...
you could ruin a business. That's,
Oh, no, I'm
being
not...
inside of a building, an open establishment after hours. That's a bigger crime than just
listen,
tagging an abandoned building.
I wasn't a bad... I was a criminal. What do you want me to
What
say?
were you
It
guys
was
doing? Just playing basketball?
play basketball. We broke in.
To like the YMCA.
Windows, and we broke in the top window, get down, open the door, put the lights on. We're playing
That
basketball.
sounds like Santa Claus 3 or 2.
Oh my God. All those guys they go, oh, Indians moving in. They did my
Chill.
Was that so funny? 3 of them.
One more off the block. But yeah, even that crime, that's kids with money or come from that's crime still though,
Well,
breaking and entering and abandoned buildings.
Oh,
and,
absolutely. Listen, Nick, I just think sometimes
then you grow out of that stuff.
You really do. And most people do, unless you're me. But most people do. And I look at that and I say to myself, are we just trying to... Do some kids just get unlucky, don't have the money? You had a friend, you said, got out of a lot of stuff. For whatever reason, his parents knew who to call, what to do. And the kid didn't, get a lot of charges. So
yeah. He's been locked up a few times, but never did any like stints, Never like anything more than a weekend.
Okay, let me go. Let me get more of why teens, doing crime, dropping out or being alienated in school. A lot of kids who drop out or are outcasts, become like if they're the geeky ones.
But then
they
those
become,
guys aren't doing crime. They're just now like they're gonna do a crime, the ultimate crime, like shoot up the school, or they're gonna
don't even say that,
or they're gonna like cry at home and play video games with their friends online. But like.
being
anxiety.
alienated is a type of bullying. You know that.
But why does that make it criminal?
I didn't say criminal. The environment. They were just talking about the reasons kids go to crime is environment. Obviously, educational challenges. That's a big one, like dropping out of being alienated. And
if you drop out, then you just get bored. And you're then you're sitting on the block.
And you're not learning anything.
Let's get into some shit.
It's not like you're out in the fields with your father back in the the 30s where they dropped out to help in the fields
to feed the family.
To feed family.
No, you're dropping out to sit on the stoop.
And a lot of these are depression, anxiety, and untreated mental health, even with kids. I'm not saying that it's all a mental health issue, but there is a percentage of these kids
some of these
kids
are
touched, man. They're just touched,
and touched in like a very like slight way too, where it's like, oh, he just snapped real quick.
Yeah, or
you know?
or again, you don't
And he's
mature
back to
until he's
normal.
really later in life. You know, he might be 17, but he's really 12. You know, and you see those
with
you
the hormones of a 17-year-old.
Or not, and whatever, and then they're picked on for that or whatever. You know, you see.
But those are like, I don't know if those kids. I don't know if the kids who didn't have enough hair to not be picked on turned to crime. I don't know.
You know what I tell people when I go to my program. I tell them, we talk about education, teens, and young people doing crime. I often say, first of all, every kid, there comes a time in your life, Nick, whatever age you were or your brother was, you knew right from wrong. You knew you're doing something wrong, and you got to make the choice. Not your mom, not your dad, not your big brother.
I was just lucky I never got caught doing it.
Well, you get what I mean, though. I mean, you
Yeah.
knew you were doing wrong or right.
Oh yeah, but
yeah. So that's all.
I also never grasped
Consequences,
like the breaking and entering the buildings.
Consequences.
And then even when I found out a couple of them got felonies, I still was even like, well, I mean, what's a felony? Whatever.
You don't know much about it now.
Yeah.
No, he's actually what I do in my program, and you know that. I don't know if you know that. The reality check program pretty much shows young people the consequences of their actions, in a general way, and what can, if you make bad choices. So most people don't, though. I mean, even goes to the adults. We don't think about, listen, when you have too many drinks to drink at a bar and you drive, do you really, it's not right. You shouldn't do it. Do you do it? We're making conscious choices to, break the law. You want to call it what it is. And it goes, even when you go speeding or something like that.
That's why I was like, what kind of crime? Because like a bbad home can make,
Yeah,
a real criminal.
Listen, when you have
anxiety,
no food, you look and your brother is crying because you had no food, and literally no food. I mean, I'm not talking about like
these are hungry.
We don't. You and me, we don't know how lucky. Yeah. I know how. I think I do, but maybe you don't know how lucky we are even to be in the positions where whenever we think we have it bad. You don't. I said that when I was in the hole, Nick. When I was in that hole and I looked across my cell and I saw that guy with no legs, and they made a smell come from the place. They didn't feed him. He couldn't.
Did he have a wheelchair?
No, he was bumping up and down. You only see him when they open the chute doors, and it was so degrading, and I was being abused, is everything all right?
Yeah. I'm just messing with mine.
When I was being abused in there, in prison, it was like, oh man, you never know what's gonna end. But anyway, those are the consequences of the actions. We're gonna get into them,
but not even like that. Those are the extremes.
But it can it's so. Let me tell you what I'm going to do, Nick. This is going to do. I'm doing a video now. I put together a video. I don't know if you know this. It's coming out this week, and I read a very important letter sent from a person in prison with a life sentence and his message to the kids today. And I'm going to read the letter in a video.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think these people are going to be really, really shocked.
That could be like a cool series.
And I have a lot of them. And I'm
just reading letters.
Yeah, I'm reading letters from dudes with life sentences, man, and they're trying to help people.
That's a really, really good idea for a series.
Yeah, well, there you go. It came about. But I was working on that. I have it. And it's very, very telling on how things can fall out of control so quickly in life. And you don't realize it. And one choice leads to one another. And, I try to break it down and always say, wait a minute. The reason I don't like cops just pulling people over, because if you're 26 years old and you have a joint in the ashtray, what do? You run. Now that bullshit stop turns into fleeing. You got nothing on you, bullshit fucking joint, but you don't know it. Now you got a wreck. You can't afford those. But again, you get into the system of.
And that system is very taxing.
And once you're in that system,
Very
I can't wait to do the letter. I'm going to do the letter, you guys, and I will put it out everywhere. It's a very powerful. I have a few of them.
And even if you don't go to jail, you're still like technically locked and constrained. If you're like, oh, now your license is suspended. Well, now how do you get to work? And like,
there's so many penalties.
Still, yeah,
you know, I don't want anybody out there to say, "Hey, Larry, listen, live your life, have fun, don't think too much about it." But listen, you got your buddies in there, and they got a couple of guns in that car, and you want to go for a joyride. I would think twice about getting in that car and saying, "Man, guys, I want to call this girl and talk to her." Let them go. That car gets pulled over, they're all going to jail for possession of a firearm. Unless some guy goes, they're mine. Like his did. Your friend actually did that.
I never took that into consideration too.
Now you do, because you know me. But
I was more worried that there was a bong in the like cup holder than like
a gun?
Than a stolen gun in someone's waistband.
Wow.
I didn't really think about that one. I thought more of like, hey, if you get pulled over for like going 5 over and they see a bong in the, the ashtray, and the cup holder, then guess what?
Pipe or something.
They're probably gonna find that banger on your hip that doesn't belong to you.
Whether it's a guy with a bag full of Oxycontin pills or whatever, if you're in that vehicle and it gets stopped, unless fucking these people are the most stand-up dudes, that's my drugs, my guns, all these people are innocent. Usually it's, whose guns? Not mine, not mine. Everybody says not mine.
And then it falls right to the driver.
Nope. It's called constructive possession. Everybody in that vicinity of that gun gets that charge. And then they'll work it out. And here's what happens next. Who's in a rat first? Who's jumping on the bus? Okay, who's the first to jump on the bus? Those investigators get a kid in there and go, hey, listen, I don't care if you talk to me or not, but your 3 friends are chomping at the bit. So you either tell me first and you get the deal, or you think they're all going to stand strong. And the guy goes, well, let me get on the bus real quick. They tell. I mean, that's just what happens with these young people. And listen, all I'm just saying is no to crime, man. I keep thinking about that.
But that's the thing, too, kind of the point right now of the show is that, like, even just being bored and...
Yeah, you think why? I get it if a kid's really messed up in the head. Let's put that aside.
Yeah.
If you're mentally or if you have some really, really bipolar disease that's really deep or something.
Like you snap every week or so.
I'm not saying it's right, but again, we understand the whys. The boring one. Let me ask you a question. This one pisses me off. But this is pissing me off right now. How do kids today, with 1,000 channels, video games, this, that, the other, porn at their fingertips, get bored? Well, when I was a kid, boredom, we had to go play baseball with a stickball and a bat and go out and no TV. Really, I mean, not that we didn't have a TV. We had 6 channels. We had no computers. We had no phone.
Like in lower communities, you don't have an iPhone. You have an Android that costed $25, so it's not really the best to hang out on your Android. It's not very fun to do. So now you're out. You don't have the.
I'm only rich enough to have an Android.
No, I guess you just don't get it. But then you also don't, have the newest game that your friends have, and now they're on the game. So now you're outside getting into some hooligan shit, So usually the kids that have all the money that could stay inside are playing Fortnite and not really getting into too much ruckus.
Okay, so it is lower economic people definitely have that. It says that right.
Until those kids learn how to like IP scam and stuff, like Benz. Like what was how did Benz come about to doing whatever he was doing?
Yeah, being a hacker and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Boredom too, but they were in the dark web and all that kind of whatever they did with that. And then, but some kids were just like, they're drawn to computers or drawn to something like, that electronics that like they get things.
They can
that some
see
people,
another wall that a lot of people can't see.
right? Yeah, you're really
they
true.
Click on it very well.
Because they kind of understand the language of how it's, routing and going from the sky.
Let's not make ourselves look like we really don't know what we're talking about.
I know I hit the button for send and my email goes.
Dude, you messed your whole Google up across all platforms. It's Microsoft doing it.
I am so mad. I am having some computer issues, guys, and having some... I hate all this technology. I almost, my mother always says, I liked it back in my days. And then I tell her, you want me to take your 56-inch TV away? Don't touch my TV. That's what my mom will say, And I'll mess with. She goes, I liked it back. I do understand what she says. I'm getting older, and please, if I ever get like this, I want everybody in the audience or everybody out there who knows me, I want you to smack me in the side of my head and say, Larry, don't be that old, asshole person. Hey, you fucking kid. I want to be the one who's gonna be on a Honda CBR 1000 RR-RR. That's what I'm getting.
The first quad R.
The first triple R. It's gonna go. The R goes 220. Mine's gonna be pushing 240. And I'm going to be out with my Dunlap, my...
Kilometers. Oh, your full tracksuit?
My... What's the thing I just bought? That nice sweater.
What?
I just bought...
What are you talking about?
Oh, I bought like a sweater with a nice thing.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So we
were at the bar, and Larry was a little tipsy and started asking questions about drug rugs. And you bought that?
I bought a drug rug.
Did you really buy that?
Yes.
What?
I don't think anybody will notice.
There has been.
I don't think anybody will notice.
There has been. Yeah, they will. There has been. You won't notice that they're noticing, but then you're going to be like, people keep asking me to hit their joint out in public. There's been so many packages just showing up here. Larry got, I don't know, stoned or tipsy one night and just went on a shopping spree. There's so much random. There's a fuck. Hold on, really quick. There's literally. I'm not gonna get it, but there's, what is this thing? It's
a boxing heavy bag, like.
It's not a heavy bag.
No,
it's
but you bounce it around.
It's a blow up doll.
It's for boxing, though. It's a boxing trainer.
It's a blow up doll.
It's a blow up doll. Yeah. It's got no holes in it.
Not yet.
What are you doing? What is he doing? He's gonna show it. Oh, see. Oh no! You put it right. You put it next to me over here. Oh, what happened? Oh, you had a rag on top of it. No, it's not even in the shot. Probably better be next to me. Nick's giving me a prop behind me, and that's something. Rock'em Tock'em. I told him I don't know, but you gotta watch if you can see you. But anyway.
Keep it going, Larry. You got it, bro.
Listen, when I have a few drinks or smoke a little bit of medicine, and then get on that Amazon, get out of my way, man. Some stupid shit's come a flying.
It's all irrelevant.
I had thong underwear. I had, what else did I have come here? Oh my God.
It was all irrelevant things. Just like who are you buying underwear for? Oh.
They're for me though. I can wear them. I mean,
they're for you?
Privately.
Oh shit. What else did you get? There's so many packages.
Oh, I don't know what I got. I got a...
All right, back to crime.
Charging.
Let's get back to crime, guys.
So, okay. All right, I'm going to get back to right. Thank you for getting me
Peer
back
pressure?
No, you know what? I'm going to go to... Okay.
Social media. Social media has done a lot of kids who see these rappers These are all sorts of ethnic kids and
okay. What I got a
money
question for you,
class.
Nick, because you and I are gonna have a little bit of a maybe an argument or a disagreement. These social platforms that glorify death, crashes, illegal activities, death challenges, fights, gang behavior. What do you think of that? Do you think that's a big influence on today's youth?
Yeah. So I think
What can you do about it?
Well, it's the parents. They hope the parent has to do something about it. It's not up to the social media platforms to be like, no, this gangster rap drug music isn't allowed here.
But wait a minute. Where does a platform become liable if you let somebody just, do something to go against United States or do something illegal? They have to have some kind of
huge measures, bro.
No, but what I'm getting
going against the United States is not on the same line as selling a dime bag. That was like extremely dramatic.
Well, selling a dime bag should be illegal. I hope it's illegal.
It is illegal.
Oh,
so is terrorism. But they're two different illegals, I would think.
Well, I mean, I don't know of any sites because I don't go on them that have like illegal. Why would I want to watch illegal activity anyway?
Larry, I could show you a T Grizzly music video, and it's all illegal activity. There's no special site.
Oh, no. But that you'd have to look into. They could be props. You can say a lot of different things.
But it's still the social media question you asked, Larry.
Oh, it's social media, right? Will they ban it?
I'm not the cop. I'm the kid who's taking it.
Well, I think social media has to do just like the media. Like I was thinking, hey, look at. How do we know that is?
No, it's art, or it's the parent's job. You had to have an over 18 account, so clearly now you got to go ship it off to Google on why they have an email registered under not an 18-year-old, so now they can watch the video. So then now they have to ship it off to mom and dad let him somehow
get into their account. It's not our fault.
Yeah,
right. And I think it's gonna be hard, and I think. We start coming on a slippery slope when we start blaming anybody else but the person, and if you want to talk the parents, because
if it's a minor, the parent or the
parents.
person. Yeah.
Because if you take a newspaper or any that goes out there, then you're going to start saying, well, they enticed them by having a very well-read article, or it was a headline.
No, yeah.
You start forgetting about.
Like
free speech and stuff like that.
Just like the crypto scams. It's like, well,
if people want to, people are stupid enough to keep doing it.
That person somehow understood how to sign up, buy and trade crypto, so they're all right now. Okay, their training wheels are done, and
they made a stupid choice.
And you made a stupid choice. So I don't care about these. If you got pumped and dumped with a,
I don't like to see anybody get scammed, but I know.
No,
what you
but
mean.
it's not. It's not a scam because that person was trying to get into a gamble fast too.
Yeah,
they also would have sold those coins as soon as possible.
You know the old saying, though. The greedy get taken quicker. I mean, I told you about that story about me getting taken down in Chinatown in Manhattan.
With the rock full?
Yeah, full of a projector. It was a projector or something. It was big back then, like a camcorder or whatever you want or something. It was $1,000 item. Man, come on, give me 200. Nah, I'm looking at it. It's near Christmas time. 200. Man, come on, the lights turn. 100, fucking 100. And all right, 100. And I put it right down. I couldn't have got 3 blocks. It says, I'm a
Yeah, you didn't have to open it.
Man.
You didn't have to open it.
I really didn't have to open it.
Got.
I got
it happens.
Smacked.
It happens.
And I look at anyway, that was a funny thing when I talk about that. That was pretty funny though. You can get scammed. So you have to watch. First of all, I hope everybody is being careful about that crime out there. They are trying to get into your computers,
especially now
anyway. Hey, your storage for your pictures doesn't have enough storage space. Your
click here, sign in here.
Oh my God, so many scams, and I'm laughing. I got 10. What do I got? 10 terabytes.
And those can be 16 to 18-year-old kids in America, Larry. Who are like, hey, guess what? I just bought for $15. 700,000 phone numbers, and I'm gonna, even though it is illegal, I'm gonna shoot 700,000 scam texts with these links and hope to God I get 12 grandmas to click on them so I can drain their bank accounts. You keep calling these guys Indians, and they definitely are just young kids too doing it.
Wow. I mean, you know, I get my credit card stolen probably once every month, 2 months.
That's because you're buying a bunch of fucking crazy Temu shit. You know?
I like Temu.
Somehow, I thought that Temu wheel where it like was like you get $100 free, but you get $100 free, and you just like get a bunch of free stuff from Temu. It works.
Well, I pay too, you know. I mean,
Yeah, like
I pay.
$34.
Right.
You get like
you
25 packages at the door, and you're like,
I had 25.
That was 2 months ago. I think I ordered
8
that.
pair of thongs. What did I do?
I don't know. It's like ordering at the kiosk at McDonald's. You like want 10 chicken McNuggets, and somehow you order 25 or 44. 44, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. McDonald's. That's why I want you to click the buttons when I order. I don't want to do it on the computer.
Oh, I know. Isn't that the truth?
That's gonna turn to crime. That's gonna make me turn to crime. I'm gonna get aggressive. It's gonna get domestic over here. Okay.
What do you think about like social media with people liking and disliking? I mean, there's a dopamine hit when someone gets a likes, when you get a bunch of likes.
Why does that have to turn to crime?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you are getting,
That just means you're a loser.
wait, if you
don't get to,
if you sell if you're selling whatever, something illegal online, you do something illegal and you got 10,000 likes.
Oh, then you're screwed. You're going to jail. If you're doing something illegal.
Well, you just told me it's there all over the internet. You can see it.
Yeah, but those are likes. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about selling drugs on the internet?
Well, whatever
You better not be
on
getting
a
that many likes.
platform, if you know what I'm saying, like if somebody posts something on Instagram or posts something on Facebook or wherever,
About
and about what? Hey, I just I don't know, think of something illegal.
I don't know, hit a lick.
Yeah, hit a lick and boy, man, we got
On
we got
95th
10 pair,
95th,
10 racks.
The police are on social media. The police were on Snapchat back in like 2015, taking down accounts and arresting
Snapchat?
people.
I thought
Yeah.
that's the one where it goes away.
Yeah, but there were like so many drugs were being shipped across the country through Snapchat. And yeah, they were just
Really?
Yeah, and then Snapchat started.
But what do you mean? Snapchat's not a courier service like you, right? You said
No,
they
that's
ship.
why you ship it through USPS.
Oh, you ship it through them, but you do
Yeah.
it through Snapchat.
Well, yeah, you market yourself through Instagram, then you go to Snapchat to like order. You know, this is how it used to go down. So then, like on Snapchat, on Instagram, you would see someone like showing off their drugs or whatever they were gonna illegally sell.
This was
And
common back then.
Yeah. Like I thought that's what Yola was doing. When I was trying to buy weed online, I thought Yola was a drug dealer. So then I would message him and he'd be like, "I'm not a drug dealer." And I'd be like, "Yeah, you are." And he'd just like, "No," because it wasn't common for like people like Yola not to sell it too. You know, but there were like a bunch of people that would have 50,000 to 100,000 followers, 50,000 followers on Instagram, and they would be like pot reviewers or like they, quote unquote pot reviewers or pot channels. But
And that's when everything was illegal.
Yeah, yes, but they were all actually now funneling everyone into Snapchat and then taking orders and shipping it out.
Wow. That is wild.
Yeah.
That was common. I mean, they busted it up.
A few crates, yeah. Yes, it does work. It worked very well. And then Snapchat had to get involved. And then, like, Snapchat had, like, some coding in it where if you were taking pictures and, like, actively, like, selling it, they would just delete your account. They would totally ban your account somehow. they had some type of coding written in where they were just like how you were like, hey, there's like nudes on my phone and it's asking me if it's safe to share. And I'm like, that's terrifying that Apple's telling you, like, hey, are you sure you want to send this nudie girl photo? Yeah. It's not safe for work. Remember when I was like, is it really telling you to do that?
Yeah, you did.
It's terrifying. Well, Snapchat was doing the same thing, but they were just deleting people's accounts who were doing it.
Do you know, did you have any kind of like peer pressure when you grew up?
I mean, I guess everyone has peer pressure.
I'm trying to think the difference in peer pressure, like when I grew up.
But no, I always made
because we didn't have the technology.
I always made my own decisions. You know what I mean? You probably did too. Now, like if someone like was like, do it, like, and I did it, I decided to do it. You know, I wasn't like, oh, if I don't do it, they're not going to be my friends ever. I've never once felt like that. You know what I mean?
Did you ever do it just to impress everybody?
Yeah, or you know what I mean? But that's not, I wouldn't say that's peer pressure. That's just being like, oh, I'll do it. All right, fuck you, I'll do it.
That's being stupid.
Yeah.
Everybody's stupid.
So there's not, I've never felt like, oh, if I don't do this, they're not going to be my friend.
Yeah, but you know what peer pressure is more? I mean, I think today, like my generation, we didn't have phones. We didn't have, technology, computers or anything. Peer pressure had to be who you hung out on your block.
Well, that's what I'm saying. School. Yeah, that's me too. All my friends.
Yeah, but no. You already, I know, have a friend for over a decade, a real dear friend of yours, for 15 years, a girl. You didn't know a meter for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are so close. And so it's different than when I grew up because we would never have that. I mean, you can't have that.
But that's not that.
But what I meant by peer pressure now.
Peer pressure is way more common with a group of 5 kids throwing rocks at a window, and David doesn't want to throw the rock, and you're like, throw the rock, or you're not coming. Or you're not coming to the party tonight. So then they throw the rock. Right. That's like peer pressure. Not like
you're not talking about bullying, like bullying to me is like
bullying's that is still kind of a type of bullying.
Peer pressure is a bullying, but obviously it is. But
no, I've never ever cared to be like, oh, if I don't do this, they're not going to be my friend. So let me do this and be uncomfortable, or I would just be like, no, I'm good.
Well, I mean, like again, I grew up with a mob. We all looked up to whoever we looked up to. You could call it
talk about peer pressure. Jesus Christ.
No shit.
You didn't have peer pressure? Okay.
No, it was you.
All right, buddy.
It was you who wanted that.
You had to pay up. That is peer pressure, bro. That is the
real peer pressure.
That is like,
definition of peer pressure.
If he was forceful, it would have been like a squeeze. But then since you were in that
this was an arrangement. It was just
peer pressure.
Everybody got something. I got to live. Pressure, they got money.
Peer pressure. You got to go to the party at night.
Yeah, I was on the end.
You threw the rock, Larry. Yeah. And look where it ended up: prison.
Thank you, Nick.
You fell into peer pressure and landed into prison, folks. Do not fall into no type of peer pressure.
You don't want to travel my life, people. Trust me on that one. In the book, Gangster Redemption as well.
Link in bio.
Who?
Link in bio.
Oh yeah, it's always there.
Run the script. Run the sponsor.
There's been case studies of kids vandalism. Why they vandalism? Why did you do that?
Oh, I was a big vandalizer. Yes, but
why did you do that? Why did you do that?
It was only in abandoned buildings. I never
graffiti is vandalizing,
car, right? Huh? Yeah, or breaking windows. That's vandalizing.
So I did
buildings. I set a lot of things on fire.
Are you a pyro?
I'm not like a pyromaniac.
I saw you at the fire at a campground.
I have set a lot of things on fire when I was younger.
Not as much as me.
Well, yeah, you had a car and a whole plaza.
I got some money to my credit.
I had a lot of little locations. A lot of them. It's like if Walmart's 24 hours and you have kids who don't have fake IDs yet that go and steal liquor, and then they also have those blow torches. Imagine if you found a blowtorch when you were a kid, Larry, and drinking those natty lights. What would you get into with a blowtorch?
Oh my God.
That stays on, dude.
We probably did. Well, I can't even imagine fences and
Playgrounds. Do you know like those giant dumpsters in parks? Those giant recycling dumpsters just full of boxes and paper.
I mean, I can see us cutting things in half.
7 of those, just like.
I mean, I don't know, cutting down basketball hoops, doing crazy stuff.
We used to take my bow and arrow, and then we would take a like jug of Pappy's wine and fill it up with gasoline, and then we would take the those blowtorches and leave it on next to the jug in this tunnel, and we would try to shoot the jug, and then the jug would break, and it would cause this entire explosion that would go through the tunnel.
Oh, down the tunnel.
It's pretty cool. And that's a crime.
Well, we shot the flaming arrows at the hate trucks.
That's a crime. And that's all.
Oh, that was a real crime.
That's just being bored, dude.
That was a real crime. Yeah. Man, I remember we did that. You'd see the fire up on the bridge and you'd laugh. You'd say, oh, someone got him. Because it's hard to get. You only get one shot.
Me and my friends would just take park bit, like just really ignorant shit when you look back at it. Like that
Kid
costed
stuff.
Somebody money and you weren't paying taxes, bro.
Kid stuff.
We were just.
But you didn't turn out a bad guy either. So I mean, listen, it could be worse. I mean, obviously everybody could be worse. Now you're just a wanted man.
Now I'm just a criminal.
There's a bench
listening and taking advice from a criminal.
That's the best thing you can do. You're lucky about that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh my God. So, a couple other quick things here I want to talk about. What do you think of the? What could be the number one thing we could do to keep kids away from crime?
That's just such a broad question. Give him more.
Oh, no, there's always number one thing.
Every youth a monitor and an Xbox. Really. Keep them off the streets.
Yeah, but if you were poor, would that keep you off the street?
Huh?
If you were a kid in the hood.
If the government paid for my Xbox Live, my Wi-Fi, and then, gave me like a stipend for games every month, I would definitely be off the street. But that's not.
F you.
That's not it.
Well,
I'm not petitioning.
I know you're saying
that,
but I'm saying,
that's
man, if that's what it takes, we got a sad place.
Yeah.
I mean, don't give them an opportunity to do something. Just give them an Xbox. I mean, wow, talking about making robots out of kids.
My mom was like, hey, they'd be like, he did what? I'd be like, I played Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies for like 36 hours in a row.
On no drugs.
Yeah. Oh, no drugs. Nothing. Yeah. No.
You're a clean kid.
And then I'd be like, and then the next day I did it again. And then the next day I did it again. And they would be like, to my mom, to be like, what the fuck? My mom was like, well, he could be doing like way worse shit. He could be like running the streets.
Do you think your mom used an Xbox as like a babysitter?
Huh? No.
You know what I mean? Like most parents use a TV for a babysitter. When we were kids, you put you in front of a TV.
But I also didn't like grow up with my Xbox. I didn't even start having like Xbox friends until like 7th grade. I played outside.
How old are you? About 12, 13?
Yeah, I played.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to think about.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, I played outside until I was like in 7th grade, and then I went inside and played video games from like 7th grade to junior year, and then junior year came around, and I started getting into the rambunctious things.
Well, I mean,
because then that the experimenting with then you get friends. Then you actually find friends. You start going to parties.
What people don't understand is kids are going to be rambunctious. They're going to try things. They don't have the decision-making skills. It is so normal. And where you grew up makes your decisions a little, like where we grew up, things were different than where like John grew up, like my buddy
I
in
was
Indiana.
just about to say, Larry, and now that you've been and you're talking to Lake St. Louis Police Department, now you can be like, oh, Nick, yeah, where you grow up, it was. I could get away with a lot of stuff that in Indiana you'd probably go to jail for.
Oh, in other
places,
places, sure, in Indiana for sure.
Yeah.
Now you take even like New York. Obviously, we knew what we can get away with, and what we couldn't. I mean, everybody.
Well, nobody
knows
goes to jail in New York anymore. Now
it's amazing. It was
past
good
jail
enough
law.
back then. Now it's really good.
Now you
they
can
don't
just
give
do
a shit.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Hey, Mario in the corner. He's the Godfather.
Just don't be a vigilante and assassinate the CEO of a.
Oh, yeah, that guy just got caught, but that's not a juvenile crime. He's 26. It's almost a juvenile to me.
26. He carved words into the bullets. He's going away.
There's premeditation here for sure. I mean,
it was a ghost gun he printed, I think, himself.
Oh, yeah, that is wild.
He had a suppressor on it. He knew where this private meeting was.
Wow.
But hey,
we're going to talk about crime on the next show, too.
Yeah. Just real quick, from what I know, I don't really care that much of what he did. I think he's mad that the insurance companies probably screwed him somehow.
But what do you mean you don't care? Like,
hey, it's vigilante justice, kind of. I don't know.
No. I ain't buying that shit. I
don't know, man.
Listen, I don't mind it. You want to play free for all? Let's no cops. I'm in.
That's good.
I'd love that
it's
shit.
like Gotham over there.
You want that? I'll be on the top of the food chain. Trust me. I'm coming
Larry,
down.
you're 60. Let's chill out, okay?
I don't care. Now we're taking with guns and everything. I'm doing my shit. Let me tell you something.
Oh, the feds are trying to get you on Facebook with those guns.
Oh, did you see that? I think the feds are looking out.
Someone offered Larry
Uzis,
Dracos, automatic pistols
for my car.
For his car. I was like, oh, look, this looks like a deal. And Larry was like, it looks like I'm being set up by the federal government, Nick. Don't respond to
That's
him.
a gun, and I have to be so far from a gun.
I was like, oh, yeah.
That is so funny. He keeps laughing. He goes, look, that was a hell. Just yesterday he said, this morning, that was a hell of a deal, you know.
I keep forgetting. The dude offered you like 16 guns.
Oh, Nick. Well, I just want to let me just talk on youth crime for one bit. I want anybody out there, if you even care about youth crime, to just think. First, don't be so judgmental. Yes, it could be a bad crime. Yes, consequences have to happen. I'm not here saying no consequences. I'm saying just be a little less judgmental and remember when you were that age. And more than not, young people need a break than they need a hard ass, especially if it's like a one and done or something happened. And
no, hold on. No, I don't believe from like 14 to 17. Yeah, like really scare them.
Yeah, like
scare them, dude. Like scare them, show them that like it sucks. You just kind of ruined your 14, 15, and 16s because you had to deal with a bunch of bullshit. But as an adult, don't try to like actually now screw them. Like
I just said that.
Well, no,
I said do not. I said don't be judgmental.
Well, and then I kind of was just saying like, but you do. I deserved all of those very expensive tickets when I was 16.
Yeah.
That's I don't believe I needed a break then.
No. What I meant by that is you take a kid here. You never had a felony. I don't think we should be giving kids felonies. We should bend over backwards.
Yeah.
To make sure kids don't get.
So basically, I guess what I was trying to say is like all the times I got pulled over as a kid, and I had to do the court back and forth. From now, like I believe I should have gotten a break on the endorsement. All that.
Oh, 100%.
But like if that happened to me when I was 16, I would have been like, okay, I probably learned to like.
Yeah.
Now it was just like, okay, I got bills to pay. Like I have way more
you're
important
screwed,
stuff.
Yeah.
At
and an
27
update
years
on
old.
that case. Just an update on the case. I want to keep it here. And then we'll go. The case is on. We had to get Jason, the lawyer. You met him on one of my shows. Jason's taking care of this case in talks with the prosecutor already. So now Nick's got a lawyer and everything else to deal with. But we're getting it taken care of. And we still are getting the body cam footage and the Dash cam. I will keep you appraised. I'm
And
gonna look
guys,
on the site,
it's-
and I am doing a video on that.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so pissed. Just
It's not-
forget Nick. Nick's gonna survive.
Yeah.
It's
And
it's wrong.
It's not exciting body cam footage either, but it's very like
Telling.
technical. Yeah, it's a very
Well, I'm gonna say,
technical.
see why it doesn't mean shit when you're nice.
Exactly, dude. I'm getting so
Okay,
upset
well,
about
let's not get into the case. All right, everybody. If you think about juvenile crime, just think about what we're talking about and try to be less judgmental. Kids are kids, and that's all I could say. All right, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next show.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.